Hey, what's up, cats and kittens, and shout out to all my Cerebralites. It is me, the Cerebral Diva, and I'm back with another episode of In the Loop. But before we go another further, do yourself a favor, and while you're at it, do me a solid. Take a second and hit that subscribe button, and once you've done that, take another second and hit that tiny little bell so you can turn on your alerts, and that way you'll be kept in the loop. So, I want to talk briefly about Philando Castile and the acquittal of the officer involved in his shooting. So by now, most of you know that the officer was acquitted, and the Minneapolis Police Department, St. Anthony Police Department, Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, I'm not sure what department is responsible, in light of the acquittal, decided that they would release the footage in hopes that it would underscore the reason why Officer Geronimo was acquitted. So I watched the video. I watched the video intently. I watched it a couple of times. And in the video, you hear the officer give him a command not to move. You also hear, prior to being given the command, Philando Castile saying that I have a gun and I do have a license permit to carry said gun. And you also hear the officer say, don't move, right? So here's my problem with this. Being a person of color, probably one of the most frightening things that you can see is flashing lights coming from behind you. Whether even in cases where you know you've done absolutely nothing wrong, the moment you see those lights, your heart drops. And I'm sure it probably drops for most people, because being pulled over isn't something that anyone enjoys. But it's a different type of angst when you're a person of color. It's just different. It's something I cannot explain to you. So the officer pulls him over, and his adrenaline is probably pumping. He's nervous. He's stressed for whatever reason. And so the officer tells him not to move, and he's reaching for his gun permit because he wants to validate and he wants to nullify any drama, any potential for drama by presenting this permit. Because he's excited, because he knows that he's in the right, and he's a valid gun owner, so he's eager to show this permit so we can get that off the table right away. So in his haste, he's reaching for this permit, and he's already told the officer that he has the gun. Now, to me, any person who means this officer any nefarious intentions, pernicious intentions, would not announce that they have a gun. They would just go for the gun if that was the intent. So the officer tells him not to move, and the officer, who's, I guess, panic-stricken for whatever reason, decides that he's going to unload his weapon 7 times into this man. Not just into the man, into a car with a baby on the back seat and a girl, an innocent bystander, sitting next to him. And, okay, I get it. The officer feared for his life, quote unquote. My problem is these officers are trained. As civilians, we are not trained. That is not our job to engage. This is what these officers are paid to do. In that particular situation, we're expecting for the officer to be the professional. So what makes the officer's fear any more real or any more significant than Philando's fear? Because I'm sure he was probably fearful in that situation, and ultimately he died. So his fear was warranted. The officer walked away. His fear was not, as far as I'm concerned. So by releasing this video, I don't think that it's done any more to really support the belief that he was killed justifiably. I think it really, if anything, emphasizes the fact that a lot of these officers who are policing minority communities don't have any clue what they're doing and are terrified of black men, and that's why they overreact. And it's just sad that we look at this video and for some reason they think that releasing this video is somehow going to make it better. It doesn't. It doesn't for me anyway. So I just wanted to come to you guys and just talk about that and just get it off my chest, because it's so frustrating. Even today, I was talking about a case out of Seattle where the police shot a pregnant mother. Like, who does that? How is a pregnant mom, even with a knife, a threat to most people? First of all, she's pregnant, so she probably can't She can't outrun a tortoise at that point. Like, what logic makes police officers think that this type of thing is okay, that it's the only option is to engage, the only option is to kill? Why is disengaging never an option unless the person happens to be of a different race? Anyhow, you guys, make sure you comment below because I really want to hear what you have to say and what you feel about that footage. And that concludes this episode. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and please share if you feel so inclined. Remember to follow me across all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Also remember, it is better to be pissed off than it is to be pissed on. And it's always, in closing, people, remember to live better, love harder, and think smarter. It is me, the Cerebral Diva. I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day, and as always, thank you for listening.